Come on, give me the recording. All right. So today we're going to go through pages 6 and 7 of the Exponential Functions Review All pages. For these pages, all you need to do is the growth or decay and the transformations. You don't need to do anything else with the asymptote, domain, range, or y-intercept. I'm only focused on the growth, decay, and transformations. So looking at this first equation, I have 1/4. This 1/4 is telling me my ratio, my B term. If my B is equal to 1/4, then that means it's between 0 and 1, which means I have exponential decay. Then I see that I have a 5. This 5 is telling me my A term. If I have an A term, it is going to be my y-intercept, but I really am only caring about the transformations. So if my A is equal to 5, then that means it is greater than 1, so it's going to have a vertical stretch. Then I'm going to look at this x minus 3, and that's the same thing written in function notation as f of x minus 3. And if you're thinking about inside the parentheses, then you're going to be moving to the right 3 units. Okay, going on to question 2. This 3 here is my B term. So my B, my ratio is equal to 3. If my B is greater than 1, then I have exponential growth. Then I'm going to look at this x plus 2. If I write that in function notation, it's going to be f of x plus 2, meaning that 2 is affecting my x value, moving left and right. So I move left 2 if I'm adding 2. Then I have this -4. In function notation, it would be written as f of x minus 4 because I'm subtracting 4 from the entire function, which is my y value, which is going to cause it to move down 4 units. Okay, that's questions 1 and 2. Let's take a look at number 3. Lots and lots of red X's here because I don't care about that part of the function. I just want you guys to worry about growth and decay or transformations. So looking at equation 3, I have this -2x plus 5. This 2 here is my B term. Because my B is greater than 1, I have exponential growth. Then I'm going to look at this negative sign. This negative is telling me that there's actually a -1 there. And that -1 is going to cause it to reflect over the x-axis. So it's going to be reflected. Then I'm going to look at this +5. The +5 is going to tell me that it's moving up 5. And so I did write that in function notation. So that's saying that my y value, I'm adding 5 to my function or adding 5 to my y value. So that's going up. In question 4, use the XY table to, question 4, I'm looking at my B term, my 1/2. If my B is equal to 1/2, that means it's between 0 and 1. If my B is between 0 and 1, then I have exponential decay. Then I have x minus 3, and that x minus 3 is telling me it's affecting the x value, meaning moving left and right. So here, because I have a -3, I'm moving to the right 3. Then I have the -4. If I write that in function notation, I'm going to have f of x minus 4. And that's going to move my function down 4 units. Okay, now moving on to review 2, which is page 7. I'm going to look at my 4 here. That's my ratio. Okay, remember your B term is always going to be the one that has the exponent. Okay, do not get confused by an A term being your B term. Your B term always has the exponent. So if B is equal to 4, that's greater than 1, so it's showing growth. My A term here is 1/2. If my A is less than 1, then I'm going to be vertically compressed. Then I have this x minus 3. And this x minus 3 is going to cause it to move to the right 3. Then I'm going to look at number 2. Number 2, I have f of x equals a negative 5 times 1/2 to the x. So my b here is 1/2. It's between 0 and 1. So I have exponential decay. This negative 5 for my a term is going to cause 2 transformations. It is less than 1, greater than 1. The 5, the absolute value of 5 is greater than 1. And because of the negative number, it's also causing it to be reflected. So it's reflected over the x-axis, and it's causing a vertical stretch because the absolute value of 5 is greater than 1, of negative 5 anyways. And then I have this negative 2. This is f of x minus 2. So it's outside the parentheses. It's affecting the y value. So it's going to go down 2 units. Okay, last 2 problems from the review all, page 7. F of x is equal to 1/4 to the x plus 2 minus 5. The 1/4 is going to be my b term, my ratio, because that's the one that has the exponent. So I have exponential decay. The x plus 2 would be written as f of x plus 2, meaning it's affecting my x value, which causes it to move to the left 2 units. Then I have this negative 5. That's going to be written in function notation as f of x minus 5, which causes it to move down 5 units. And our last one, I have a b term of 2. That is definitely greater than 1, so it's showing exponential growth. My a term is 3. If my a term is 3, I will be vertically stretched, sorry. And then I have this x minus 4, which means it's affecting my x value. So it's going to be f of x minus 4 in parentheses, which means I'm going to move to the right 4 units. All right, that's it for pages 6 and 7 as far as what you're responsible for knowing. Make sure you have your notes written down. Let me know if you have any questions.